Long lines at immigration, thousands of people in the arrival hall because there are dozens of planes arriving at the same time, and dodgy customs officers. Those are just a few things you can read about Punta Cana Airport when you investigate before your trip. But there's a thing to get around all of this, and this is called VIP airport service, but this comes with a hefty price tag. Today I will show you what the VIP airport service is, if it's really worth it, depending also on your travel preferences, and I show you a method how you can determine on your own to see if the airport will be busy when you arrive or if it's maybe even pretty calm. So let's get into this video and I'll show you more about the airport arrival. Hey, my name is Chris. I'm the author of Punta Cana travel blog and I've been living in the Dominican Republic for many years. I've also arrived at Punta Cana Airport like 25 times at least. I've visited all the resorts, I've done all the excursions, I've been to all the places of interest. So if you have any questions, not only about the airport and the VIP airport service, but also about any kind of resorts and so on, please let me know in the comments. And now we are diving straight into the video with the topic or with the question if the VIP airport service is worth it and what it actually is. So let's get it started.
Is the VIP service worth it? The VIP service is something you might not have heard of yet, but it usually comes up later in the travel planning. It's a question which is often asked and which often pops up. So let's have a quick look if this is something for you, if it's something you should consider, or if you completely can skip it. You're probably asking, what is the VIP airport service? Well, basically, it's something which helps you arriving quicker, easier, smoother. So what it is that you get greeted at the aircraft or at the jet bridge by a representative of the airport. They wait with you there, showing either your name or a VIP airport service, something like this. Then they take you through the immigration, they pass all the lines with you. So you can basically fly through immigration in 5 minutes. Then you go to a lounge, can get your first drinks. And in the meanwhile, the staff of the service picks up your baggage and they accompany you through customs, also pretty quickly through a fast lane, which means that you are basically out of the airport in, well, let's say 20 to 30 minutes, because still you have to wait until the baggage actually arrives from the plane to the baggage carousel. So here is the question: is it really worth it? And this is pretty interesting because a lot of people say, "Wow, this is so amazing." Um, because of the service, because you don't have to wait, and so on. And other people say, well, it's absolutely a waste of money because we didn't have to wait anyway, and it's yeah, just it's pretty expensive. So what is really true? And I mean, the answer is there is no clear answer. Particularly as you can see, the prices are not cheap. So for the arrival service, you pay $100. You can even order the same service for departure. In this case, you pay $200 per person. And yeah, this is if you calculate this for 2 people at arrival, or even a family of 4, it's $400. So this is an extra night on a resort or a super um, a much better accommodation. So it's difficult to say. What is definitely um, true, or what you should know, that this is completely optional. So, and basically the airport is a little bit taking advantage that sometimes the airport is busy. So yeah, you can think of your own if it might help you. Um, in case you decide you want it, I would definitely recommend you to book it directly through the airport. You see here a screenshot of the airport, Punta Cana International Airport. It's also a website. And if you want it, then you choose here the VIP meet and greet arrival service. Um, so as you already heard, there's no clear answer on this, but what I can definitely help you to determine if it's worth it or not is a little statistic of the arrival hours, because usually Punta Cana Airport gets busy in the afternoon or the early afternoon when many flights are arriving, and mostly if you read the reviews of the people, It obviously depends when they are arriving at the airport. So obviously, someone who arrives at 8 a.m. As when just one flight is arriving, as you can see here in the statistic, obviously they say, yeah, the airport was not busy, and we were through immigration in 10 minutes. The same if someone is arriving at 6 p.m. There are just 3 flights arriving in between 6 and 7 p.m. And on the other hand, if someone arrives at the peak hour, which is between 1 and 2 p.m., with 17 flights arriving at the same time, then it's pretty likely that the airport is busy, especially immigration lines and the custom lines. Even though during this time, usually all immigration counters are occupied and are on service. But still, with 70 flights per hour, it gets pretty busy. But it also depends on the terminal because there are two different terminals, and the one terminal might be more busier than others. So yeah, as you see, there is no clear answer. No clear answer. I just want to give you my opinion on it or about it, and you see, you have to decide on your own. What I definitely would say, obviously, if you arrive outside of those peak hours you see here, it is not worth it in my opinion. If you arrive during the peak hours and you have the money to spare, then you can consider it. But really think about if it's necessary. It will cost you at least $200 per couple, and for $200, you can already have some pretty cool experience in Punta Cana. We will talk about this later when we talk about the excursions, the best things to do, the best activities. And $200 gives you a pretty cool day out in the country. So yeah, think about this. What is more important for you? Obviously, if you book or if your holiday anyway is an upscale holiday, so let's say you book one of the best resorts such as Hyatt, Excellence, Secrets, and so on, and you most likely pay five, six, $700 per night, then it might be more worth for you because savings of an hour or so is already considerably important time you spend at your resort. So for this resort, it might be much more worth for you than if you just book an affordable resort like Impressive, Vista Sol, um, Occidental, and so on, where the night is just, let's say, $200 per room. In this case, I probably wouldn't book it. I mean, then if you have $200 to spare, better book a better resort or some additional experiences. Yeah, as you see, no clear answer, but I wanted to mention it as this is a question which always pops up. Um, in my opinion, you don't need it, as I said, especially if you want to save this money for some other holiday experiences. But it is a viable option if you want to smooth your or easen up your airport arrival, your airport process. Personally, if you ask me, I wouldn't buy it. I've never been experienced long waiting times at Punta Cana Airport. Usually I was always done in less than 45 minutes with everything. So immigration, baggage, customs, and so on. And this was the maximum most of the time, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, even though I mostly arrive a little bit later during the day. So yeah, it really depends when you arrive. But yeah, I just wanted to give you my thoughts on this. There's no clear answer, but I still hope the experience was or the information were helpful so that you can decide on your own if this is something which you want or not.